Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so I believe we are live. YouTube is saying we're live. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Geekus Theoreticus podcast. This is our official 39th episode.
Nice.
Next week we're going to be at the big 4-0, and in just a matter of, well, not including this week, 10 more weeks before we hit the big 5-0. Maybe we could cover something pretty big that day. You know, fingers crossed. But regardless, welcome to the podcast. And today, we don't have too many topics, but we definitely have two interesting ones. The big one on most gamers' minds at the moment, because this happens whenever FromSoft releases a video game. Everyone's freaking buying it. Everyone's excited to play it. Everyone's excited to play the latest, basically Souls game. From FromSoft. Yeah, and that would be Elden Ring. They're the latest entry into the FromSoft's what would we call repertoire. The latest one they get to put on their resume of god tier games above all other mere mortal games. We are the gods. Suck our big honking penis, which we are going to make the final boss of the next game.
See, now here's the thing, and here's my controversial opinion of the day. I'm not a fan of Souls games.
I am. I'm not good at them, but I'm a fan of them. Actually, I would probably categorize myself as one of the worst Souls players. I actually started a live stream of Dark Souls 3, and I had to end it. Because my goal was to actually play it through on my own and make it through the bosses on my own, and actually do the standard playthrough of a Souls game, which is
how'd that go?
Well, it didn't work because unfortunately, one of my mods, his name is Kiwi. He really wasn't happy that I was taking so long to beat bosses, and he pushed to help me out with one. We killed it, and that kind of took all the wind out of my sails. So I ended up just canceling the playthrough because my goal of doing that was kind of pointless. So so I just kind of want to say it right now. With Elden Ring, I'm not going to be streaming it. I'm going to be recording it. I know Let's Plays don't do well on YouTube at all. That genre is dead. Unless you do silent ones where there's no commentary, then people watch it just as if they can't afford the game or they can't play the game themselves. They usually watch it just to play it, so to speak, by proxy and experience the game. But other than that, commentary-based Let's Plays, if you're not Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, or Markiplier, there's no point to doing those anymore. But I'm going to do that for the few people who might want to see my experience through it, but don't want to have to go through the slog of me having to beat a boss over and over and over again. That way I can edit out all the in-betweens.
All the dyings and respawnings.
Yeah, I could do a comedic ding, 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 death, 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 death. I could do it like that, and that way there's less irritation. Kiwi in particular could probably actually enjoy me playing a Souls game. So, yeah. Yeah, for his sake in particular, I'm gonna spare everybody the pain of me streaming it, and I'll record it. So that's a thing I intend to do. It'll be a little while. I have $10 to my name right now, and I'm not even exaggerating. I have a whopping 10 in my bank account until payday. So short on cash at the moment, but once I have the money that's actually spare money that I don't have to put towards bills or other things, I'll pick up Elden Ring and I'll record some episodes and get them edited and put on YouTube. So and hopefully without the slog of watching me die 1,000,001 times. So
speaking of the slog of watching you die and irritating people in our community, community payday game win, because you said what kind of build you go with? Kind of a tanky build, right?
I'll paid it. Yeah, sorry, my brain was loading for a second there. I pre-prepped my brain to talk about Elden Ring, so now you're throwing me off course. Payday 2, we really don't schedule those, but the over on the Discord we do them pretty regularly.
But what was your build that you were talking about? Because you said it was kind of tanky.
I had a primarily Enforcer build. Pretty much all of my perks were all in Enforcer. I recently switched that up and put some points into the Breacher tree? Tech tree? Technician, sorry. The Technician tree.
Oh, and so you kind of specialize in, like, handling tech and shit.
Not as much. I only put a few points into that because one of the perk trees in that was a little bit better. The only thing I really took away from in the Enforcer tree to do that was shotgunning. So now I've specialized more into rifles. But otherwise, Enforcer is still my most decked out tree. Pretty much all my main points are under tank. So I do have a very...
I was going to say, so you're kind of like a tank, and instead of a turret, you've got a machine gun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this will be really fun because I specialize in tank and in brawler. So you'll just be sitting there in full armor, just blasting away at everything. I'll be full armor, like trying not to get hit by your bullets because I'm hitting shit with a hammer.
Mm-hmm. Actually, the thing is, some of the perks I got in Technician also help with LMGs. So
I'm really going to be trying to dodge enemy and friendly fire.
I think you have to toggle friendly fire to happen.
I don't remember. By the way,
I'll test it out. I'll kill you. I'll try and kill you first round. If it doesn't work, then we know friendly fire ain't a thing. Nathan, by the way, welcome to the podcast today. How are you, my friend? Wait, so the playthrough ended because of Kiwi. Well, yes. I don't like saying it like that. Kind of. Again, like Kiwi was trying to help, and wanted to do it with me, and he just wanted to help. Like there was no it wasn't like he stopped me. Like it was more like I wanted to play through Dark Souls 3 on my own, like actually, because that's what most people do, right? Like your first playthrough, the fun of the game is the challenge of overcoming the bosses yourself. That way, when you finally beat them, you have that satisfaction of like, holy fuck, I killed this behemoth sent from the deepest depths of the Cthulhu hell, and it feels great. Like once you do that, but Kiwi wanted me to actually like make it through the game at a decent pace. He wanted to help me out, and he also wanted me to take advantage of that system in the game where you can call for aid. You can call other players to help you out. Though again, with my experience with Souls games, I really don't have fun with that. Like I think most people do that on like their third or fourth playthrough. But for the first couple, like the big joy of the game is doing it yourself, like overtaking the challenge without help. Like that. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe most Souls players don't see it that way, but that's how I've played the game. And the thing is, I don't even get mad when I die. The only reason I stopped the live streams of it was because it was clear that though I don't get mad about my deaths, like if anything, I just laugh it off and like, okay, fuck, I did that wrong. Gotta do it right the next time. Like that's I kind of roll off of it, but I get for a viewer, it's going to be extremely irritating if 2 hours of a 6-hour stream are just trying to fight one fucking boss, if not more than that. So from a fair perspective, I get why Kiwi wanted to help me. I get why probably other people weren't happy to watch that part of the stream. Like that's a lot of time to waste on one boss. That's why, in a way, if you're not good at Souls games like me, if you're like dreadful at it and you're streaming it, you probably just shouldn't. Like I'm not even saying they don't make content about it, but it's probably best to make videos about it if you acknowledge you're not good at it. Like if you're like me and you die a lot, it takes you a while to learn the rotations of the boss, learn their patterns, learn their behaviors, and kind of like fit into that. And you're also a content creator, I recommend probably do what I'm gonna do, which is make Let's Plays, pre-recorded stuff. That way you can cut out all of the failed attempts, or at the very least, the not funny parts of all your failed attempts, which is the full attempt. So that's what I'm gonna have to do, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. Fortunately, it's the only part that's unfortunate is the time it's gonna take to edit it. Richard North, welcome. How you doing, man? It's been a whopping 12 hours since I last saw you. I think 12. Yeah, maybe a little bit less or more. Anyway, welcome to the podcast. Anywho, yes. So, talking Elden Ring. Right. Actually, I guess we were on topic, but more specifically on topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our first topic today is just kind of... And first of all, I have not played it. I do not own Elden Ring yet. I want to make that perfectly clear. This is not like a review. This is not even really me sharing my perspective of Elden Ring from a playing perspective. This is more just talking about the wave of, like, holy shit, we love this game. Like, the fan reaction to Elden Ring has been actually really refreshing to see. Because how long... It's been a... And Ludus, in your opinion, how, like, in terms of like AAA, high quality, loved games, how long has it been since one release that didn't have at least a minor controversy, either because it was buggy, unfunctional, parts of it maybe on certain platforms that just didn't work? Like, for me, it feels like it's been a hot minute since like a high quality AAA game came out that didn't have at least a notable.
You're just asking because I'm a decade older than you, asshole.
That's not why I'm asking. I'm asking because, like, if it's just my perspective, my answer.
So, no controversy, no major bugs, none of that shit.
Yeah, no notable, like, holy fuck, this game is shit. Like, voices outcrying, you know?
I would take and bite the big bullet, and this will probably be an overestimation, but I'm looking close to like 15 years, maybe.
Really? I don't think it's been that long.
Well, here's why though, because let's look at some of the games that came out in the past 15 years. You know, you got the Grand Theft Auto series. Every time one of those gets released, there is a huge, massive scandal. Okay, cool. Let's move on to a different AAA game. Okay, let's look at Mass Effect. Mass Effect 1 had its controversy because instead of being, you know, an RPG game, it was a sex simulator according to the media. You know, so it's really hard to think about any games in the past 15 years that didn't have their own brand of controversy or...
I don't remember the original Last of Us having a major controversy, and that's not 15 years old. That's like... The original one is like, what? 6 years old now? 7 years old? Actually, I could be way off.
I remember there being one. I just don't remember what it was. Oh no!
Or what about God of War? God of War, the PS4.
No, God of War was rife with fucking
really.
Controversy.
I totally missed that controversy. I totally missed that controversy. I know that the sequel to that has got some controversy, but
oh no, the original one had the original God of War had some controversy, and then because, I mean, let's face it, you know, not to pussyfoot around the issue, God of War has been a very violent and graphic game, and most
oh, holy shit, I actually got a quick shout out. Dragonis, you sexy son of a bitch. You're also in the chat. He just sent me Elden Ring. Bro, I'm getting paid in a couple days. I could have bought it. It just would have taken a couple days. God damn it.
This might be it. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yeah, there was a controversy with The Last of Us, but it was just...
Right. Maybe I should more narrow down the list. So to kind of help this out, when I say controversy, I mean like on the scale of kind of like same on the lowest end of the scale, kind of like
well, The Last of Us controversy was that
Andromeda, kind of like with the my face is tired bullshit, Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, well, on the lowest scale, that, and on the highest scale, something like Fallout 76.
Well, okay, so on the lowest scale, you're using Andromeda. So for me, Last of Us would fall into that, because the controversy around that was Elliot Page. Then Ellen Page raised a massive fuss, because Ellie, she said that Ellie shared a distinct likeness to her that they were not allowed to use. When she found out that it wasn't her he was like, oh, okay, cool, send props to that person. But for a while, there was a big stink about it.
Okay,
now
help narrow it still away from that. More gamer backlash. Less like
more gamer backlash.
Yeah, like from the gaming community. Like I'm really trying to help you actually be appropriate here, because I don't think it's been 15 years. That's a long time. There's definitely been good games since then, but
there've been good games.
More like the last 4 to 7 years, like big scale, since we had a perfect. Well, as perfect as it gets for AAA releases.
See, you're also narrowing it down with AAA releases. So again, let's look at Mass Effect. Let's look at Halo. Let's look at, one that I could kind of go with is Final Fantasy, but even when it first started, it had controversy. WoW is surrounded by controversy. It's hard to pick out a AAA that hasn't had controversy, and I think it goes back to because AAAs are so big, there's such a big chance for controversy that you can make a mountain out of a molehill.
I suppose that's true. Okay. Right,
so it's kind of like
so even with those parameters, would you still say 15 years?
10 to 15.
Okay. With those same parameters, I'd say 4 to 7, somewhere in there. About 4 to 7 to have a clean launch.
A clean launch? No, you're looking at 10 to 15. Fuck you, no. When paid DLC became a thing, that's when clean launch stopped.
I mean, again, Bloodborne wasn't that long ago, and I don't remember a single problem with Bloodborne.
Yeah, but okay, so how many DLC does Bloodborne have?
Like 2 or 3? Release
it with the game. But also, this comes down to the opinion that I think paid DLC should just be part of the game anyway.
And I agree. But with Bloodborne, that game was like a 10 out of 10 in my book. Yeah, 2015, so that was... Yeah, well, that's within my range.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to take my opportunity to interject a random plug.
Yes, it's in the description, so go ahead.
Yes. Link is in the description. So, for those of you who know, for a while I was drinking Gamer Sucks. Gamer Sucks. Oops. Let me correct that.
Right, Tang nuked my my point there, because that's right. Sorry to interrupt, but like he pointed out, Bloodborne did have a controversy because it was console exclusive.
Oh,
damn it.
So, GamerSubs was working for me. I just hadn't been able to get it in a while. And to be honest, the only reason that I got into it was because of another YouTuber being the Russian Badger. Because who couldn't have the shitpost meme of drinking guacamole gamer fart? However, I found a company that supports smaller creators called Dubby. And they have 3 flavors. They have Dragonade, which is dragon fruit strawberry lemonade. They have green apple secret sauce, which sounds kind of terrifying. And then they have watermelon guava. So, I got it yesterday. I drank it and went to... Or no, I got it day before yesterday. I drank it and went to work. And honestly, I had more energy at work than I've had in a while, but that also might be the crippling depression, so take it for what it is.
Is it natural or is it clinical depression?
Yeah. It helps clinical depression. No. In my case, it might, but no.
Don't worry, I'll be your safety net. Say whatever extreme shit you want to say about your product, and I'll just be like, Ludus and Geeks Theoretics podcast, as well as Asmogan, do not support the actual message. This may not actually clarify your depression.
So if you look in the
dialogue.
Yeah. So if you look in the description, Asmogan kindly put in the code. If you use code Ludus40K, you get a 10% discount with any purchase. The sample pack is $10, $15. It's definitely worth it. You can buy individual shakers if you don't even want to try their product. The shakers are actually really good quality. And as you can see with my nails, I love the color black. And even though this was random,
totally your color.
It is totally my color. And even though it was random, I'm so pleased with this. Thank you, W. And I'm holding it upside down. But nah, I honestly, ever since I've gotten it, it has been really, really good. So yeah, try it out. See if y'all like it. And also, it's all natural. So for someone like me who has heart problems, it hasn't really seemed to affected that at all.
Yeah, make sure to check it out. Support Ludus. Support him out. Check it out, sponsor. All right, so I have fun with Elden Ring, Asmo. I have more dollars on me than you do. Yes, but that doesn't mean you have to put them towards me. I appreciate it, and I do want the game, and I will accept the gift. But
I appreciate it. I do want, and I will accept it. But you didn't have to do that.
Well, you didn't. Like I wasn't begging. I was just making a note that it would be a while before I could play it because I didn't have the money. I'm broke until a payday, which is in a couple days.
I get that.
Yeah. Thank you for the charity. They're gonna say much appreciated helping this poor bastard, literally. Anywho, on to the news. All right. Well, we were kind of already on it.
Yeah.
With Elden Ring, the game is launched and players' response has been widely positive. People are fucking gushing over Elden Ring, and now that it's been gifted to me, I suppose I have an obligation. Actually, while I still got you here, Dragonis, let me know, since you bought it from me, I'll let you choose. Do you want it streamed, or do you want it recorded? Because my plan is to record it. That way, people don't have to sit and watch me die 101 times and Kiwi having a fucking aneurysm in the chat. Kiwi and probably other people who are similarly don't want to sit there and like, he's died 58 times and we're still here. When will he finish? I'll leave that up to you. Like, since you bought it for me, and I'll go with your preference. But that aside, so yeah, the player reaction to Elden Ring has been pretty much obviously it's as universal in the sense, not the literal sense of the term universal, but in the more generous sense of, I've seen no real controversy with Elden Ring. The absolute worst thing I have heard about this game, and that's after sifting through quite a lot of cooming about this game, quite a lot of the love for this game. The worst thing I have heard is that on PC the frame rate kind of drops here and there. That is the worst thing I have heard, and that is a record for a game launch in terms of like the player reaction to it. Every big AAA game that has come out in the last few years, almost all of them I could think of, even if they're good now, came out with some massive hate boners for it, had some massive controversy, and in some cases, like Fallout 76, have redefined the industry almost with just how bad they fucked it up. So yeah, this is very refreshing to see this response. And every streamer who's been playing the game has reported that they love it. Every YouTuber who's made side content about it, whether it's tutorials, tips and tricks, things like that, they've gushed about it. And even on Steam, the reviews are 79% positive. And the big thing I noted, and I'm going to do a comparison here, the big thing I noted is almost every review that's giving it a thumbs up has played, I think the smallest I've seen, other than like the trolly, joke reviews that everybody always leaves. Actual serious reviews, I've seen pretty much 30 hours, 40 hours, 50 hours, 63, 64. Almost everybody doesn't even have, it takes them 40 hours to be like, oh wait, that's right, maybe I should leave a review. Like, that's how much people are playing it, is like they get sucked in so hard that when they actually take a second to leave a review, they've already played 40 plus hours of this game. So that's pretty cool to see. Like, lots of people are playing the game en masse, and it's looking like there are a couple negative reviews that, the thing is, I hate it when reviews are like this though. It's like fix the port. Like, cause this one right here that's a downvote. And this one, to be fair, has almost 30 hours on record. But I don't. Oh, and but when they reviewed it, it was 0.6 hours. What? Fuck you, dude. You didn't even have an hour in the game, and he's like, fix the port. Plays almost another 30 hours. Well, apparently it's not that broken. What the fuck?
Okay, so I have 2 articles pulled up. One that intrigues me and one that made me laugh internally. Which one do you want first? The overly positive one or the overly hilarious one?
Overly hilarious first, then we'll go for the dick sucking.
Okay. So, this is a article by Gamer Rant, and talking about how Elden Ring is getting review bombed. Which, hold on, let me pull up my Steam, because even though I can see it from Asmogan's, I want to see it for myself.
79%. It's at an 80 out of 100 for Steam readers, pretty much, and that's for over 117,000 reviews. What do you mean?
And I have to put in my birth date for some goddamn reason.
Hey Jenny, I liked miscounting your deaths to make you question reality. yes, that fucked me up. Actually, I still think my end count was wrong. I think it was like twice that, but fuck it.
So, okay, anyone in the chat, let me know. Usually when a game gets review bombed, they would probably be a little bit lower than 80%, wouldn't we say? Potentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Shortly after its launch, Elden Ring was hit with a flood of negative user reviews, dragging its user score down to 6.0 for the PC version.
Is this on Metacritic?
It doesn't say on what it is. 6.5 for the PS4 and 7.6 for the PS5. I would assume that's Metacritic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Metacritic because that's the scoring that they do.
In contrast, Elden Ring's professional reviews on Metacritic have given it an astonishing 97 aggregate score on PS5 and an impressive 95 on PC. There are here's where it comes funny. Okay, you ready for the funny?
All right, shoot it.
There are some legitimate complaints that these Elden Ring players have, like the lack of English text option for those who purchase in areas like Hong Kong and Thailand.
What?
I forgot what state Hong Kong and Thailand was in, or which part of the United Kingdom that those two, that Hong Kong and Thailand were in. Others describe the game as a buggy mess, and there are a lot of negative user reviews that are aimed at its graphics. In one bizarre case, a user gave the game a 0 out of 10 while complaining that people were review bombing it to lower the score. So hold on, you gave it a 0 out of 10 to say, hey, it's bullshit that people were review bombing it. This is why people are dumb. Some of the other user reviews seem to be in rebellion to Elden Ring's status as one of the highest rated games ever made. Elden Ring has earned near universal acclaim from professional critics, and it seems that some users feel like it's overrated and view the review bombing as a way to balance the game's reception. Okay. As dumb as that was, let's go on to the good one, okay?
Okay.
For any enthusiast following Elden Ring's entire development process, it could still be pretty easy to forget that George R.R. Martin lent his talent to the game's central plot. From Software's titles are synonymous with emergent storytelling, predominantly found in gameplay interactions, and periphery beats discovered within the flavor text of equipable.
A quick gibble. A quick gobble. A quick gibble.
I swear to God, I'm developing a stutter.
A quick gabble.
Equipable gear and other items. Martin's inclusion might not have changed that age-old formula, but it's hard not to see Elden Ring's Western fantasy influence, e.g. Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones.
I got a hot take about that. And again, I haven't played it yet. This is based on like videos and clips and just, screenshots and stuff. I really don't see the Martin influence in this at all. Again, not story.
It could be more like story.
But aesthetically, it looks just like Dark Souls.
It could be in the story.
Yeah, and I find it weird that they put that in their review. Like really? Have you never played a Souls game before? This doesn't look that wildly different. I don't know. I'm not saying that they're identical. I don't see any copy and paste assets. But to say that it's like oh, you can clearly see the Martin's influence in the aesthetic of Western fantasy. It's like,
well, here's what they're saying.
He was involved in the Souls games.
But it's hard not to see Elden Ring's Western fantasy influence in the art design and overarching narrative.
Yes,
so that might have.
But I don't know the segue.
That's almost all Souls games.
Yeah, and the segue of that with almost like it's there. To be fair, though, they didn't specifically say it's because of Martin that it has that.
Yeah.
But the way they segued that from talking about Martin to saying, but they have this aesthetic, it to me that reads like it implies that Martin is the reason that that's there. Like Souls have always had that. So for me personally, just from what I have seen, which to be fair isn't a lot, Elden Ring doesn't look like it's changed at all drastically from things from Dark Souls, any of the Dark Souls games that we've played before. That's just me. Maybe there are certain areas and boss battles and particular enemies you fight that really redefine the aesthetic, but for me, it's still got the same grim dark fantasy Western fantasy aesthetic that it had in Dark Souls. Like that is the same, not identical. They clearly have made these assets from the ground up, but to I don't know. I find it weird that that's being denoted in the review when, again, if I were making a review just based on what I've seen, I would just simply note that as like all Dark Souls games, it still has the same. It still has that same Western fantasy aesthetic that it's always had. Just probably better graphics now, and again, new assets.
So I want to preface this next part because this next part is a direct quote from George R.R. Martin. Okay. I have actually met George R.R. Martin.
You have?
I have.
Nice guy.
Actually, surprisingly, yes. Like, he is a very cool dude. The way I met him... Now, it was also briefly, because it was at a book signing thing. So there were people behind me, and it's kind of like, okay, you got your book signed, now you need... Now, the other guy was kind of like, you need to shoot, but George R.R. Martin said, hold up a second. Because I came in there... I'm sure, as I've mentioned a couple times, my mom has health problems. Okay? Well... She is a huge Game of Thrones and A Song of Ice and Fire fan. And, he's like, okay, so who am I signing this for? I'm like, it's signed for my mom. She's kind of sick right now. That's why I'm the one in line getting it for her. He's like, well, tell your mom she raised a good son to actually do something like that for her. It seems so small, but it is a big deal. Like, he was really cool about it. And... he's just kind of like, I only have very limited time, but I just want to let you know, you seem like an alright guy. I hope you enjoy the books too. Hope you enjoy the TV show, and, hopefully you like some of my future projects. Like, okay, I get the shilling, but, he wasn't, like, trying to force it. He was just saying it in a polite way. And so... Usually when he says something, I take it at an extreme face value of kind of like, okay, so this is... He seems like in public who he would be in private, if that makes sense. So here is his quote. The wait is over. Years in the making, Elden Ring was released last week and has been taking the gaming world by storm. But don't listen to me. From Software brought me on to do their world building, so I can hardly pretend to be objective. So that right there kind of says a lot. He's even saying, like, don't listen to me because I cannot give an unbiased opinion about it.
Yeah, I would say that's safe to say with any creator. Like, when you're involved in the creative process of something, you inherently formulate a bias towards it because you made it.
But not many people would say that, though.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of, especially nowadays, there's a lot of people with overinflated egos that can't acknowledge that they formulate biases.
So here's the difference for me. You know, it's like, don't take my opinion. I think it's great, but I helped make it. Suck my dick. It's amazing.
Yeah.
There's very rarely an in-between.
To be fair, though, Martin's an older guy, though, so he's from that generation that were raised up with a level of humility.
By the way, I also, and this is not me throwing shade at him, I actually love this about him. That old hillbilly look he has going for him, no, that's actually him.
That old hillbilly? I don't think he looks like a hillbilly. I don't know.
He wears the suspenders. He has like the old scraggly beard. He looks like someone who just walked out of fucking Kentucky.
He looks more like somebody walked out of an Irish pub to me.
That too. Like, somewhere between Irish pub and Kentucky. We'll meet in the middle there.
I think what sells it is the hat. Like, the hat he usually wears really gives me an Irish pub vibe.
But yeah, but like I said, he is a really...
a pint of Guinness in his hand.
But like I said, you know, if you ever get the chance to meet the guy and talk to him, I absolutely recommend, like, don't go up and just don't be a dick to him, but like, hey, you know, hey, you're George R.R. Martin. You know, I might not necessarily like your stuff, but I heard you're a pretty cool dude. Yeah, shit like that.
I haven't read the books, unfortunately. I only watched the television series.
From what people have told me, the books are so much better than the TV series, mostly because
they haven't caught up to the same part, though.
Well, no, mostly because the TV series ended it in a completely different way than was intended.
I've heard they haven't ended it, though.
Yes,
has Martin finally finished writing the last book? Because I heard he still hasn't done it.
No, so they finished it before the last book was written, and that's where they plan on keeping the TV series finished.
Oh, yeah, that's. But what I'm saying is the books.
Oh, for the books, I think he wrote the last one. I don't know. I'd have to ask my mom. My mom keeps up with that shit a lot better than I do.
I don't believe so, because I know it's still a meme that he still hasn't finished writing. People are still clamoring for him to get the. He's like, finish the book, fat man. Oh god. Did you play Ghost of Tsushima? Dragonis asks. Did you play Ghost of Tsushima?
I did not.
I have not either. I missed out on that game, unfortunately. Shame on you, sir. The books are better. They are different than the series. No, he didn't. They are far beyond the books. Yeah, I know that. I know that. That's why I was confused. But
yeah.
No, as far as I have heard, he still hasn't finished the books. And I definitely know that when the show went downhill is when they basically went past where his books were.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, like even if you didn't read the books and didn't know that, a lot of people started having issues with the series around the time that they passed the books points.
I has a kitty.
Okay, you both should try the game. It's really fun. Maybe it's console exclusive, and being a PC gamer, that's not in a rush for that one. But
what, Elden Ring?
No, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh.
Which I'm so not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that. Is it Tsushima or is it Tsushima? Because I know with the Japanese dialect, like oftentimes I know that they have like an emphasis like for like we Westerners we read Tsushima, but I think the Japanese will say Tsushima.
I'm just glad I got you into
fucking wrong, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
I'm just glad I got you into State of Decay.
Yeah, I haven't played a lot of it lately, but I haven't played a lot of anything lately. Work.
Yeah. Oh, no, I get that. I've been trying to edit that fucking Fallout video and work. Like today, I was supposed to go in at 3, but they had me coming in at 2:30. So to give you an idea, this was an actual conversation I had with my general manager. And I want you to point out what's wrong.
All right.
He had me come in fucking 3 hours early to do about 80% of his inventory. The only thing I didn't really do for inventory was behind the bar. And he said, I'm really glad it's you doing it because no one else seems interested in learning how to do it or to even try to do it. What does this tell you?
A lot of incompetence.
I'll put it a different way. We have 2 managers. We have 2 assistant managers and 1 general manager. And normally he gets me to do the inventory. Yeah, starting to realize the problem. Hi.
Yeah. Your cat coming?
Yeah, she's still here.
Ishiki.
It's a kitty.
It's a kitty.
She's a daddy's girl.
GM needs to slap some people into doing their damn jobs, or they need
He
to
does
be
it.
manager. Dealer's choice.
That unofficially, and I never said this, that might or might not have been a conversation that happened yesterday that I would rather take either one of their two jobs, because one of them I really like and the other one I don't care for. And I said, the one that I really like, he's an awesome guy. He's just not built to be a manager. He can't do the mean shit that needs to happen. Like, okay, fuck it. You go home. I'll do your job for you. Expect a call from my boss sometime probably today or tomorrow. The other one, she obviously does not care.
Yeah, it does suck when you have authority that don't give a shit, and it's there's a level of disconnect you do need to have from there's a healthy in between the bosses who act like every time you slack off or you just did something wrong, it's a personal slight to them. That's like one extreme, and then the other is being like too blasé about it. You need a healthy in between where it's not like every single time you do something slightly wrong, it's like some personal slight.
So we have two rules.
Only
this will
two?
give you an idea. Well, no. We have more than two rules, but for this specific instance, we have two rules. No one except for the bartender goes behind the bar. And if you are going to get a drink from the bar, you can only have 2 drinks after your shift, and you cannot sit at the bar. Okay? These get broken on a near daily basis. Oh, by the way, guess what we just found out yesterday?
What?
Our alcohol count is fucked up for some reason.
Are you low?
Oh, yeah.
Someone's been nicking the booze.
Like, and it's kind of like these two rules that have always supposed to have been enforced are not being enforced. And then they're like, why is our liquor count fucked up? And I'm like, are y'all that retarded?
Someone drinking. A lot.
Well, to be fair, the one manager who I don't really care that much for calls me the scary one.
You are a terrifying person.
Well, no, because the reason she calls me the scary one is because I cut through bullshit. Like, and I'll tell people, like, if I don't like you, you will know, because I won't interact with you. I won't respond to you. If you need something, like, bam, here it is, and that'll be about it. But if I like you, I'll sit here and I'll fuck around with you. Like, well, you can't treat people that differently. Like, really? Fucking watch me.
Managers are mostly useless. I would say the position is not. There's definitely a need for managers. What makes managers useless is how the individual handles being a manager. Because the actual job of management is actually very, very important. You're the person who rallies the troops. You're the ones who keeps everybody honest. You report to basically you're also the face of your team. You take not only do you take the praise sometimes when your group does well, but you also take the abuse when they don't. So being a manager, there is definitely a need for one. And most of the time people who say there shouldn't be management, it should just be like the team and then like the higher ups. You don't really actually want that, because if you have that, keep in mind the higher-ups who... a manager acts as a middleman because they are there to help you out and in many ways keep you honest, and also take the blows for you when it comes to, again, management, when it comes to customers, when it comes to things like that. Like, that's their purpose. They're supposed to be the face of the team.
Well, and and so I'll word it this way. Managers themselves are not inherently useless. The two managers we have, so there are different types of managers. Let's just say that there are different types of managers. Honestly, in the case of our two managers, they're both relatively the same type of manager. They give more of a crap about people's feelings than they do about productivity. And come the fuck on, cat. I just put you over there. Stay. Thank you. So it's the kind of thing of where, like, I understand it's important to take people's feelings into consideration, but I am very quick to call out people's problems. Like, we have people that show up late every shift. We have people that call out at least like 1, 2, hell, upwards of 3 times a week.
You get fired where I work if you call out, no matter what the reason is. If you call out 5 times in a 6-month period, you're fired.
Yeah,
like automatically. The managers have no say in it.
Oh no! I used to work for places like that too. And the thing is there, well, and Pyrrhus said you need one of both of those things as managers to balance those elements out. I disagree. That's where I disagree.
I disagree as well. I think a manager should be concerned about your emotions up to the point of how it's affecting work. But they're not no. They're not your therapist. They're not supposed to be your friend. And you can be friendly with them, but I'd say a manager that tries to be your friend is not a manager you want. You want that disconnect. Be friendly with them, be kind with them, and hell, even go so far as to call yourself their friend. But at the end of the day, their job is to keep you in line, keep you doing your job to the degree that is satisfactory to the company, so they don't look bad, so you don't look bad, so neither of you lose your job, and the company still values the both of you as good assets. And they also then take the bullets from time to time for you when it comes to either management's not happy with productivity or customers are unhappy in a specific moment. Managers very much are in an important position for that reason. They also do a lot of documentation work in the background that you don't have to deal with. Like
absolutely.
They keep track of your scheduling. They keep track of your use of like your PTO. They keep track of all that stuff, and they also document everything necessary for the higher ups to know about the productivity stuff. If you had to do all that yourself, trust me, you'd be begging for a manager. That's why, I've never been a manager, and I'm not a manager, but I know why I never want to be. It's a lot more stress of a job than people give it credit. Don't get me wrong, there are some terrible managers, but it's a stressful job.
The way I interpret what Pyrrhus is saying, you need a good guy manager and a bad guy manager.
I don't agree.
And I don't agree with that either. Because what ends up happening, we actually had that at the store I work at.
You need a manager that can be a good guy and a bad guy when they need to be, but you don't need a manager to be a good guy and a manager to be a bad guy. That's just bad.
Because here's what happens. And this will be funny. It's kind of like parent. Okay, the stream just buffered for me. I was like, did I say something wrong? But no. And it works the same way with employees and managers.
Oh, that's what Pierce meant. Okay.
One a manager should embody some of both elements. End of the day, though, productivity better. Well, here's the thing. Here's how I've always looked at it. The manager's job. So, for instance, the one that I really like, he is the quote-unquote kitchen lead. The other one is the front-of-house lead. And the kitchen lead has even said, I enjoy being a manager because it means I spend less time being on the line in the kitchen. And every time he says this, I look at him and say, are you actually fucking retarded? And he's like, well, what do you mean? Like, dude, there are times when you need to be on the line because you need to be paying attention to what people are doing. If people are doing something wrong, you need to catch that. You know what he said to me? So to explain this, my title is a neighborhood expert. I am not a manager myself, but I'm kind of like a supervisor. I keep track of everything, none of the fucking authority. Okay? And, you know, so when people do shit wrong, it's like, hey, this is the way you're supposed to do it. They don't fucking listen to me. Why? I don't have the authority to make them listen. And this is where I go to him, like, this is what your job is. He's like, yeah, but I don't want to upset people. Like, I don't give a shit if you want to upset people or not. It's your job.
It's a non sequitur. It's like that's part of your job is to have to be the bad guy.
Well, it's not even necessarily to be the bad guy. It's just to. It's not even being the bad guy at that point.
It is to be like the term bad guy in this case doesn't mean you're actually being bad or doing something objectively wrong. It's bad guy as in to the person you're speaking to. People consider you bad when you're, when you tell them to do something. People consider people bad when they're corrected for doing a bad behavior. It's just bad guy in that sense. It's not like literal, like, you have to be a villain. You don't have to be an ass about it, but that you do need to be the bad guy in that sense of you need to tell someone the hard truth. It's like, hey, if you don't do this, you're gonna be fired, or hey, I have to let you go. You're not doing your job. That is objectively not the bad guy, but again, the term is being used as just basically from the perspective of the person you have to speak to. They consider anyone who calls them out a bad guy.
And see, the thing is, it can be something as simple as like, hey, when you're building this, you're using half of what you should be. You need to use all of what you should be. And they, yeah. It's just so damn stupid.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, that was Elden Ring. Well, no, that wasn't, but
that was Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. It's coming out. Players are loving it. Players are having a blast, and it's very good to see gamers actually happy and excited for a game for once after so many bad AAA launches. People seem to be really loving this one. People seem to be really enjoying Elden Ring, and I can't wait to have the opportunity to play it, which I now have the opportunity. Just got to find the time. But yeah, I can't remember I think I talked about Elden Ring as far as we could. I don't know, we got derailed so hard. I don't remember even what I said. Elden Ring, good, awesome.
Elden Ring, the hype seems like it. For once, the hype seems like it's actually backed up.
Yeah, it feels like this was not overhyped. Players got exactly what they expected. All right, so our second topic was the latest patch for Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes. This is one that interests me.
Yes. Wait, you're not interested in Elden Ring?
Yes and no. Am I interested in it? Yes. Am I $60 interested in it? No.
Fair enough. So with patch 1.5, the big 1.5 release, this is like supposed to be a big giga patch that came for Cyberpunk. It was supposed to fix a lot of issues. I will say off the bat before we even get into the patch notes, I actually downloaded Cyberpunk again and tested it out. I've got 4 hours in. You want to know what happened when... Because I started a new campaign. Started a Nomad campaign. Want to know what happened when I transitioned out of the tutorial into the footage? You know that montage footage where you're walking with Jackie Wells and you're just seeing like your life in Night City?
Yeah.
Everybody was T-posed the entire time. I literally sat there, pulled up the patch notes on my phone, and was like, "Yep, yep, fixed, all right." I updated it. It wasn't like the old variant. This was supposed to be with patch 1.5 implemented. I don't know if my copy of Cyberpunk is just cursed or something, but The T-pose stopped after the tutorial, the montage wrapped up, but the entire montage, everybody was. I sat there and stared at it. Now,
you have to.
I do need to stress this. That was my initial startup with this patch implemented. God bless y'all if you play it and you don't have any issues, and 1.5 actually did fix everything, but that was kind of telling. It was kind of terrifying. It was very much comedic. It's like, oh, we fixed shit. What? Anyway.
Yeah, I'm depending on what my work schedule looks like tonight. So to understand, I was supposed to work 3 to 10. I'm going in at 2:30 because the general manager needs me to do some special bullshit again. And by special bullshit, I don't mean like the tasks he gives me is bullshit. I mean, the only other way to word this is he gives me special miscellaneous pseudo-managerial tasks.
Pseudo-managerial tasks. Are they paying you for it yet?
No.
Fuck
I get paid the... Well, here's the thing. I get paid the same amount I do, but I'm also... Of all the cooks, I am the 4th highest paid cook, but here's why. The other 3 have been there, the shortest amount of time one of them has been 6 years. So it's literally like 18 years, 10 to 15 years, 6 years, 3 years. So I'm cool with me being that far down the totem pole with them.
Okay. Alright. So, okay. Alright, so patch 1.5. So the patch notes kind of go as follows. Patch 1.5 and next generation update. List of changes. Patch 1.5 is coming soon to PC, Stadia, and consoles. This was posted a while ago, so it's an older article, but it goes to it's the patch notes. It brings various improvements to the game, numerous quest and gameplay fixes, as well as a number of free DLCs on top of that. On top of that, it contains a next-generation update, which will allow Cyberpunk 2077 to take advantage of the additional power of the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 hardware. Here's what the update brings to each platform. Then it shows a featurette right here. Now, for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series...
Can I comment on that short paragraph real quick?
Sure.
You were talking about... first off, can you send me the link to that website real quick?
Sure.
So I can kind of follow along with you. Because I'm actually on the Steam library. That's why I'm kind of like... Wait, what the fuck is all this shit? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I don't give a shit that you use cookies. Give me a fucking cookie! So if I remember right, one of the selling points of Cyberpunk 2077 from the get-go was the DLC was supposed to all be free?
I believe so.
So if they're sticking with that, then, you know, that's already a really good selling point with them, because this goes back to what I said, like, having paid DLC is kind of like a shitty thing to do, at least in my eyes.
I think it's a shitty thing to do if the base game is missing core content. But I don't mind paid DLC if the core game is good enough on its own to earn that $60 price. Because if you add on to that, then I find that fair to add on a price tag. Because you've added on to the value of the game, which is $60. So it's fair to also ask more money if you're adding value to a game that already earned its cost.
Right.
So that's like my stance on that. Like, if a game is shit and wants me to pay money for DLC, fuck no.
See, like, another game where I really like how they do the DLC is Payday. Because, let me go to it real quick. Because if I'm not mistaken, like, their most expensive fucking DLC is like, what, $5?
Give or take.
Because most of it's just fucking character packs. 7 free. Oh, Payday VR free.
Give us your cookies. My cookies. You will never touch my cookies.
Yeah, it's looking like the most expensive ones are fucking uh, $8. Now, to be fair, to add all the DLC is $177. That just lets you know how much they have. That is a lot of DLC.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, if you do them like one at a time, you know, the most expensive ones are $7. The rest are like $3, $4. So like that's something I get behind because they're like weapon packs, character packs, shit like that. Like realistically, so the one I got, which was a little different because I had to buy a completely different game, was the jacket pack because I wanted jacket and the sociopath because, well, I am a sociopath. But, but it's the kind of thing of where if you do it like that and just release like small character packs and shit like that, and you don't release them for like $10-$20 and you only do them for like $3. Like, a good counter to this would be fucking Total War. Every time they release a character pack, it's what, like $10?
Yeah, depends on which one. I mean, Total War Warhammer 2, the packs varied quite a bit in value. I think
I'm looking now.
I think some of them are like $15, like for race packs and stuff. Or for Legendary Lords, anyway. And their preceding factions.
Like, the cheapest ones are 10, then you got 20, 20. You got 2 for 20, and then the rest are 10.
Yeah.
Except for one visual pack, which is 3.
Which, in my personal opinion, none of those packs are worth the value that they're putting them up for.
No, if it were... And this is actually really cool, because this could be...
I'm still pissed that they have the gall to sell Blood for the Blood God, the gore pack.
Yeah.
That should be in the base
That's the one that's 3.
That should be in the base settings of the game. That should be a toggleable thing on launch.
But the thing for me...
that for any amount of extra dollars onto a $60 game, fuck you!
But so my point is like these are all character and legendary lord packs, but you know with Payday you could argue it's the same thing because it's weapon packs and character packs. So it works in a very similar way as far as the gameplay is concerned. And like I said, the most expensive ones for Payday were $7. The cheapest ones for Total War Warhammer are 10. Like, that right there would be a big thing for me. Like, that is a good way to do paid DLC if you're going to do paid DLC. But at the same time, like, also, here's the funny thing. If you add all the DLC together, or at least what I haven't bought, for Total War Warhammer 2, it would be $110. And they only have 22 additional DLC for that game. For Payday 2, they have like 64, and it's $177. So you're actually spending more money on Payday 2, but you're getting more shit for it. That makes sense.
Yeah. Alright. Alright.
Sorry, I don't know how we got on paid DLC. Oh, no, that's how we got on paid DLC. Well, no, it's because the free DLC thing for Cyberpunk.
Alright. So, Cyberpunk 2077 patch 1.5 quick platform overview. Features, alright, so for new weapons, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, and Stadia all get new weapons. All the platforms also get additional apartments for our character V. Actually, that's like one small pet peeve about the whole game as a whole that I really hate, is that we don't get to name our character.
Kind of get why, but...
I find it very annoying.
I mean, the only thing they really could do is, because it's story-related, is let you name the character, but their alias is always V. Which would be even more irritating if you ask me.
Additional apartments for V. The thing is, they could do what video games have always done, which is just simply don't refer to our character by name. Just refer to them. Hey, you use.
Hey, you go do that thing for me.
Or use pet things like hey bud, hey friend, what's up, man? Things like that. Like lots of the time, like how often do you like call your actual friends and family by their name? I only do it when I'm mad.
Guys, grab the thermal drill.
I only call my family and friends by name when I'm mad at them. I just don't even call them out by name. Like last time I said my sister's name was like 2 years ago.
So what's funny is I get called 3 different names. Okay? And I want to make this very clear. I have ADHD. So this is a bitch for me to try and remember all 3 names that I get called, because I get confused really easy. I get called either by my first name, which is usually by family or by people who are really close to me that I don't work with. People who I work with, close to me or not, all call me by my last name. Or I get called Ludus by my Discord and by my internet persona.
Man.
It's just kind of like I have to remember all 3 names, and I'm slowly going insane to where I'm not becoming bipolar, I'm becoming tripolar. Each one has their own personality.
I just act the same here that I do at work.
I normally do, but I try not to be as angry here.
That's why I'm not a cashier.
Oh no, I'm not a server. I'm a cook, but I'm normally much more.
Guy. I stock shelves. I unload trucks.
I am more pissed off at work than I am here. I'll say, but I also get pissed off when people do like knowingly stupid shit.
I shrug it off as long as it doesn't affect my safety. If it affects my safety, then I go ape shit.
It's not so much it affects my safety, it affects that I have to fix it. So it inconveniences me, so that's when I call them retarded. And I'm not supposed to do that.
Let's see. Hairdresser, mirror. I suppose that was a thing people were demanding. Hard dressing mirror.
Well, that way you could change like your tattoos, piercings, and hairstyle.
Yeah, but you can already do that. You can already do that. You can do that at launch in mirrors.
Okay. I don't remember being able to do that, but okay. I will take your word for it.
Just watch any of the launch streams. Plenty of people did it.
No. I will take your word for it. It's just because I don't remember doesn't mean it didn't happen.
What was the thing? Rebalance of gameplay, economy, and loot systems.
What the fuck does that mean?
Hold on, rebalance. That's a lot of things just put in one tab. Rebalance of gameplay, economy, and loot systems. So, rebalancing the game.
Yeah.
Okay. And not that it didn't need that, it did. But glad they did that for all platforms. Like, phew. Can you imagine if they left that out of the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC? It's like, yeah, fuck them guys. It's the new consoles. We fixed it for that. Ray trace local shadows. They did that for PS5, Xbox Series X. And it was already a thing in PC. Let's see. Various visual quality improvements. They did that for all the new consoles and not PS4 and Xbox One. And it was already on PC. Spatial headphone audio, which was already on all the Xbox stuff as well as PC, but it wasn't on PlayStation. And they've added...
Because Xbox is superior.
I mean, at this point, it really is. Like, it's becoming less and less of a argument of preference. It's now becoming an objective truth. With everything, especially with everything Microsoft's doing in the background, the Game Pass, all that stuff. Really, unless you're like truly in love with the exclusives that Sony owns, there's no reason to get a PlayStation 5 over an Xbox Series X.
I mean, that's really true. Like, and I mean, I have the One X, and I don't have my Game Pass up, but I normally prefer having Game Pass because there are just so many games to try if you want to. Like, if you're interested in trying a game, like, it makes it so simple.
Actually, you know what? Like, one, like, really funny thing, talking about, like, the, referencing Microsoft's acquisition stuff. One, like, I had a kind of, like, a daydream that I thought was really funny. Kind of made me laugh. You know how they bought Activision Blizzard for, what was it now, $30-something billion?
That was like 60 something.
I don't know the number. Like when you get like that high of a fucking number, it's like, hold on, let me look it up. Oh, I don't know. I received a tip from Tang, but we didn't get. Did we get a notification and we missed it?
No.
That's weird. My phone notified me I got a tip through Streamlabs, but that's weird. Chat, did it pop up on screen and we just, for some reason, A, didn't hear the notification, and B, it didn't register on...
No, nothing popped up on the screen.
That's fucking weird. Well, thanks, Tang. What the fuck? That's weird. My alerts better be fucking working. I'll be pissed if that's glitching out for some stupid reason. Anyway, Activision Blizzard, Microsoft. Oh yeah, by the way, did you hear Activision Blizzard is the shareholder of Activision Blizzard? I don't know if it's one shareholder or many, but there's a shareholder or multiple shareholders of Activision Blizzard that are suing Microsoft, or they're suing.
What?
They're suing. Sorry, they're not suing Microsoft, but they're suing over the Microsoft buyout.
What? Why?
Oh, you didn't hear about this?
That's stupid.
Oh, I'm kind of tempted to go over that more than this Cyberpunk thing, because that's kind of funny. Someone
Are they? Yeah, it's Taylor.
Sorry, Daddy.
He's fine.
Just tell him I'm pregnant.
That is always the greatest excuse for anything.
He heard you.
He gets out of so much trouble.
Mommy.
Okay. We might go over. We might go over that in a second. Hold on. 68.7 billion. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I knew it was a fucking insane number, but yeah, 68.7 billion. Which, just saying, feels like such a. It feels like such a Dr. Evil kind of ridiculous number, doesn't it? Like, it's just $68.7 billion. Anyway, but yeah, I lost my fucking train of thought. No, I remember. The funny thought I had about that was, what if, out of spite, Microsoft sent all of that money to them in like, big 18-wheeler trucks in pennies. Just like out of spite, send it to Activision Blizzard's owners who sold it. Bobby Kotick with his like parachute and stuff like that, just as like, we signed the contract and everything, where's the money? It's like, oh, it's arriving right now. Back it up, boys! And just like 1,000 of these fucking like 18-wheelers with no insignias or nothing just back up, and you just hear and their loads like lean back, the doors open, and just pennies. That's the kind of petty shit I would do. It's like, fuck you. I paid, but here's the money. Get counting. Oh man, I'd be a cunt about that. That'd be hilarious. I don't know. Anyway,
why are they fucking selling?
Okay. We'll rush through this real quick and then we'll go through that. All right. So yeah. I guess instead of going through the whole thing, I'll just summarize. So basically, what the 1.5 patch is, it's mostly cleaning up the game and adding a few new features. Nothing drastic. Like the most notable things it adds is new apartments for V, new weapons to the game, and balancing corrections, as well as some bug fixes, supposedly, theoretically.
It also adds in what is it? It adds in like crowd reactions too, which I think is a really cool idea.
Well, no, it doesn't add those; it fixes them.
Okay.
That's not something they added. It was something that was supposed to be there at launch, and it was bugged and didn't work, so they fixed it. So
okay.
That's a crowd fix. So yeah, that's under the visual improvements as well as hot fixes that they did for the game. So that's like the general, real quick, snappy overview of Cyberpunk 2077 1.5 patch. And again, it wasn't a joke. I did start up a new playthrough, and it could be a sign of things to come. I still got to play a little bit more of it before I'm confident of anything. But right after the tutorial, the intro section with my choice, during the montage in Night City, everybody was T-posed. So.
Oh, good. So that gives me something to do.
So yeah, that's like the quick like Cliff Notes version of that.
I apologize. I'm going to be writing for a second because if I don't, I'm going to forget shit.
All right, so Activision Blizzard. I love how the first thing that comes up is stealing breast milk. Activision Blizzard shareholder lawsuit. There it is. I hate to use Polygon, but they're the first one that came up. Alright. So, here we are. Let me zoom it in so it's a decent size for the chat. Alright, so...
would you mind sending it to me? Or I can follow along?
What if I do mind?
Okay. You don't have to.
Alright, there we go. Alright. So, Activision Blizzard shareholder sues over Microsoft sale. The shareholder is suing, so it is a single shareholder. The shareholder is suing Activision Blizzard and its board of directors. If you buy something from, so that's like a, anyway. An Activision Blizzard shareholder filed a lawsuit against the game publisher and its board of directors over alleged Securities Exchange Act violations and its proposed plan for its sale of Microsoft. The lawsuit, filed by shareholder Kyle Watson, was filed in California on Thursday. Watson's lawyers called Activision Blizzard's plan for the sale, outlined in a recent Securities and Exchange Commission SEC proposal, quote-unquote, unfair for a number of reasons. One of which, lawyers said, is that the board is looking to, quote-unquote, procure for themselves and senior management significant and immediate benefits. The lawsuit calls into question potential conflicts of interest, specifically that the deal, quote-unquote, is not in the best interest, end quote, of Activision Blizzard, Watson, nor company stockholders, and it will, quote-unquote, will produce lucrative benefits for the Activision Blizzard's officers and directors, end quote. It also referenced the, quote, golden parachute, end quote, that some executives, like CEO Bobby Kotick, would receive should he be fired. The SEC filing, called a 14A, includes information necessary before shareholders vote in agreement. Elsewhere in the filing, Watson's lawyers alleged that Blizzard's February 18th SEC filing is, quote-unquote, materially misleading and incomplete, end quote, violating the Exchange Act. It calls out missing information in the SEC filing relating to the, quote, ad hoc committee, end quote, that ran the sales process, as well as information about, quote, post-transaction employment, end quote, and other relevant data. Watson is looking for the court to order Activision Blizzard to release a new SEC preliminary proxy statement that includes more facts and no, quote-unquote, untrue statements. End quote. Should the proposed transaction go through, Watson is looking for, quote, recessory, that fucking word, damages, end quote. As part of the proposed transaction announced in January, Microsoft is slated to buy Activision Blizzard for $95 per share for a total cost of $68.7 billion. the largest acquisition in Microsoft's history. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick continues to lead the company through the merger despite calls for his resignation over his involvement in Activision Blizzard's sexual harassment and gender discrimination allegations. Kotick and the company are already under investigation with the SEC, according to a Wall Street Journal report. The Microsoft acquisition is also expected to be reviewed by the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC. Bloomberg reported earlier this month. Microsoft intends to close this deal by the end of June 2023. Activision Blizzard shareholders are also suing the company in a separate case filed in August 2021, alleging that the corporate leader's negligence in its sexual harassment and discrimination reports caused the company's shares to lose value. The company has also been accused of union busting in recent weeks, as the company and workers testify in a National Labor Relations Board, NLRB, hearing to define a union for QA workers. And then there's an update on all this. An Activision Blizzard spokesperson provided the following comment to Polygon. Quote, "We disagree with the allegations in this complaint and look forward to presenting our arguments to the court."
Oh man, no, that's a smart fucking way of saying it.
I mean, and it's also, it showcases that they feel 100% confident that they've done nothing wrong, which...
No.
Just having that disposition really helps you in court, believe it or not.
Oh, no. That to me shows they know exactly what they did was wrong, but they don't care.
I don't think so. Like, when you say we disagree with the allegations in this complaint and look forward to presenting our arguments to the court, that tells me that they've covered their ass. Like, they dotted their I's, they crossed their T's.
Here's why for me.
I'm sorry, but I don't know how you can get that from that. They clearly, granted, neither of us have heard how they said it, but this right here, we disagree with the allegations made in this complaint and look forward to presenting our arguments to the court, which tells me they flopped their dick out and smacked it on the table and said, "Fuck you, our asses are covered. You're fucked. You have no ground to stand on. We will win.
Here's why.
We will drag your ass."
And it's all about wording for me. We disagree with the allegations. Okay. Or the allegations made in this complaint are non-founded, and we look forward to proving that in court.
Tomato, tomato.
Well, no, here's why. So they disagree, people are upset at them about it, as opposed to this didn't fucking happen.
They're still saying that.
It's semantics for me, I guess.
And even then, like, they're not... The thing is, they're not... Okay. They're not denying that they wrote the SEC document and proposal, and why would they? That's public knowledge. This whole suit is over whether or not they quote unquote lied or were deceptive, and that they hid something. But even then, even if they did leave information out, in all legal documents there is a level of knowledge you can leave out of these documents. You are supposed to be as clear and as concise and as honest as possible, but all these documents always have clauses and stuff like that that are overlooked very easily, and they're intended to read and be overlooked. So I think this is a case of they were shady with how they worded the document. They were probably shady in how they presented it. They probably did pull some stuff, but what they did was not illegal. And was not against. So so to me, it doesn't. I agree with you that they're clearly not saying that they didn't do it. I think though that this comes off the way this is worded to me, the whole thing, which is we disagree with the allegations made in this complaint and look forward to presenting our arguments to the court. That for me is the most important part. That is a very bold and confident statement, which tells me that yes, they did intentionally be shady with this document and with the SEC document, but how they were shady was as shady as they could be and still be legal. So I think they dotted their I's and crossed their T's. I think that yes, they'll present in court and it'll be obvious to everybody there that what they did was still shady. But according to the existing laws with documents like this, they probably are safe. And again, their asses is covered. It's just morally wrong, which don't really hold up in court.
Nah.
So that's what that reads to me. They did provide the whole document here, but I ain't reading that.
No.
Oh. Let's see. And there was one other update. February 25th. This was February 25th. A second shareholder lawsuit has been filed against Activision Blizzard and its board of directors, this time in a New York court. The plaintiff, Shiva Stein, is bringing... What a name. Shiva Stein.
Like their properties.
What an interesting name. Is bringing similar complaints to the court. Specifically, that Activision Blizzard's proxy disclosures aren't good enough. Of note regarding Stein, however, is that she's reportedly one of the most prolific securities plaintiffs in the United States, second only to the Securities and Exchange Commission itself, according to Reuters. Legal data company Lex Machina? Lex Machina. Okay. Reported in 2021 that Stein filed 124 securities lawsuits from 2018 to 2020. Half of the
Holy shit!
That's a lot of lawsuits. How much free time do you have? Half the lawsuits she's filed in 2021 have since been dismissed voluntarily. Reuters said Stein's lawyer told Reuters it was because the quote-unquote defendant or corporations made corrective disclosures that more fully informed public shareholders. She was bought out.
Yeah.
That's what translation. They gave me money and I shut up.
Pretty much.
That's what happened there. Okay, so that's the kind of person this Stein person is. I could be wrong, but that's how that reads to me. Alright, so yeah, that's like the gist of this right now is that, in a way, Activision Blizzard is suing Activision Blizzard because the shareholders own shares of the company. Therefore, they are, in a way, Activision Blizzard themselves, and they're also suing Activision Blizzard. So it's kind of funny. So yeah, and it's all over like the SEC document and all this other crap. And I kind of find it funny, but I get a lot of schadenfreude every time I read that. Every time I read about how Activision Blizzard's getting fucked up the ass because of its shenanigans. So that's just me. Any comment about that before we move on?
No, just like you said, they are suing themselves, and it's kind of hilarious.
All right. So before we move on to Q&A, did you want to advertise the Gamer Subs one more time, or?
It's not Gamer Subs, it's Dubby.
Or Dubby, sorry.
Dubby. So, again, for anyone interested, the link is in the description. If you use my link, you get 10% off. This is actually really good. If you have, like, heart problems or anything like that and can't drink energy drinks, like I'm not supposed to, this is all natural. It's really good. I only ever had one complaint about it, and it's just kind of getting used to it. And that's, if you're not a fan of like chalky drinks, then I wouldn't try it. But the flavor alone makes up for it. The one I have is a dragon. Hold on.
I need to teach you how to do advertisements, man. I mean, come on.
Yes, you do.
It's like, you got to do it more like this. Do you want to feel more energized while playing your favorite video game? Then check out Dubby using code Ludus. Ludus, you need to drink this. You need to enjoy. Wait, don't like chalky drinks? Maybe give it a pass, but you'll be missing out on one hell of an experience. Check out Dubby today. Use the link below.
But yeah, it's dragon fruit pink strawberry lemonade, and it's actually really, really good. I recommend that one. And in fact, the next one I plan on getting is watermelon guava, which, interesting story, I bought some guavas because I didn't know what the fuck they were, and I cut my thumb eating a guava.
He stabbed himself.
No. So, you know how they always say to cut away from yourself?
Yes.
You know how instinctually no one fucking listens to that when you're like peeling an apple or
I use
orange?
A box cutter all day. Let me tell you, you need to cut away from yourself.
But you know how like when you're cutting an apple or an orange, you instinctively lose that, oh wait a minute, cut away from myself mentality?
Yeah.
And you just start peeling it? Yeah, it's kind of what I did with the guava. I was cutting through it, and I cut through it completely into my thumb. And I keep all of my knives at the house that I used to cook with absolutely razor fucking sharp. So when I did it, I was like, ow, that stung. Oh shit, I'm bleeding.
Actually, you want to know a funny thing I did? A funny thing I described to my family about my job, like at work at stock.
Yeah.
Working, your first couple weeks is basically a game of dodge the seppuku.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because when you're first like doing the job, I didn't do this, but the other 3 people I got hired along, because I'm used to opening boxes by now. I know away from you. Yeah, you don't have as much leverage, but it's worth it to not get stabbed. But to watch my coworkers who are also new, who are clearly this is their first time doing jobs like this, and they're cut towards themselves, I'm like, they're so close to splitting open their stomachs.
The best one I've ever seen is fucking with people. So I learned this when I was in retail. There's actually an easier way to break down an empty box without any risk of cutting yourself. You know how it's taped up on like both ends?
Yeah.
After you open the top, when you go to completely break it down, take the palm of your hands and smash them where the tape bends down. It'll break the seal on the tape, and you can just lift it up and break it completely down. You would be surprised how many people don't fucking know this.
I don't think I would, but I'm used to the people I have to deal with, so... I'm gonna run to the
Like-
bathroom real quick.
You okay?
Okay. So, I'm running to the bathroom. We're opening up for Q&A. Be right back.
I can't pull anyone in, but I will watch the chat line.
Yes. Watch the call line. Anyone who hops in the call line, don't leave the call line. Just give me just a minute to empty the basilisk.
He's got a tinkle. I'm a very bad individual. The new line of Sesame Street toys, Tinkle Me Elmo. Okay.
I am back. Tinkle Me
Okay.
Elmo. Alright. Any Q&A at all, or...
Not that I saw.
Damn. Alrighty. He is back again. Indeed I am. Indeed I am. And he's back. And he's back. And he's back.
I still say we need to do another either co-op stream of StarCraft or a Payday 2 stream.
I'm not disagreeing.
That would be so. It depends on how do you want. Do you want the autism of the StarCraft 2, or the sheer unrelenting chaos of Payday 2?
Yes.
As you see a man with a chicken mask just running around punching things. Because, I mean, why the fuck not? Oh, did you see the achievement I sent you? I am proud of myself.
Yes.
Yeah, we already talked about that. I'm so proud I got that.
You meleeed a bulldozer to death.
The two achievements I'm so proud of is I meleeed a bulldozer and I had 10 enemies burning at the same time.
Nice. Oh, Dragonis, earlier you said you wanted me to do a combo. I don't know how that's gonna work. A combo stream of Elden Ring, like where boss fights are recorded, but I don't know. That's weird to me. When I encounter bosses while streaming, I would assume so. Anyway, I still haven't figured out how to do the deck, the profile decks or card things in Payday 2. I don't know if that's a later thing, but I just have the skill tree currently.
Oh, did you finally learn how to use the perk deck?
No, that's what I just said.
Oh, okay. Here is what I will do then, because I'm going to show you, because you not knowing this for some reason irritates me.
I mean, I've just had to be dealing with this skill tree. I didn't know there was another thing.
There is a perk deck. Because I'm actually going to share it on my screen as soon as it loads. And yes, I am a basic bitch. I use a controller.
Loser. But how was my my Dubby advertisement for you?
It was really, really good.
It was glorious. I should be paid to do it.
Alright, let's do
Well,
this.
funny. So I think it's because Dragonis is German, but the Steam sent me 2 emails, right? It sent me an English one with his gift of Elden Ring, and it sent me a copy of it in German.
Nice.
So the German one's Sie haben ein Geschenk erhalten. Freund Dragonis hat Ihnen das Spiel Elden Ring auf Steam geschenkt. Then it's got his message in English, and then it's the rest. Literally, the rest of the email is all in German. Falls die Schalthalsche oben nicht funktioniert, können Sie diesen Link verwenden, das Geschenk umzunehmen. Bis bald, Ihr Steam Team.
Okay, so I should be sharing my screen with you.
I love trying to read German. It's funny. Alright. Alright.
Because I had to pull up the stream on my phone because I can't see the stream because I'm using only one monitor right now because I'm too lazy. Okay, so when you're here, you go to inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your skill cards.
Yeah.
This is your perk deck right below it.
Ah, okay. That thing.
Yeah. And as you can see, I'm already at 6 out of 9 on my sociopath. And once I get here, I'm going to be so evil, because any enemies I kill at medium range have a 75% chance to spread panic among enemies around me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, killing an enemy at medium range recovers 30 armor.
Neat.
Here's the downside, though, to this. So as you can see, I obviously aced Iron Man, all the... But I have Frenzy. I only have 30% of my maximum health. But below 50% health, I do a shit ton of damage.
Alright, hold on. Let me...
Oh shit, they won't want it.
Let me do this. Let me.
Now I'm trying to exit. There we go. Come on, fuck off. Thank you. Ah, you broke the stream.
I did?
There we go. It's kind of fixed now.
Let's see if this works.
Yeah, it's working now.
Ah, that's way too zoomed in. There you go. That way people can see what I'm doing. Das hört sich sogar okay an.
Let me
words
go back.
I don't understand. Speaking of which, what have we left in stealth missions? I don't do stealth.
Right. Louder bust.
Inventory. I have crew chief. Uh.
Alright, good at, yeah. Inventory. Yeah, so that's at 0 out of 9. Alright, hit OK. Now you would pick your perk deck that you want, and you're about ready to get a shit ton of points. Yeah, hit OK.
I don't know if I want crew.
No, just hit OK.
Hit OK.
Alright, so now you look through them. Are you actually sharing this live on Discord?
No, I am not.
Of course not.
Crew chief, muscle, armor, rogue, hitman, crook, burglar, infiltrator, sociopath, gambler. Assuming there's more than that. Yeah, yakuza, ex-president, maniac, anarchist, biker, kingpins, Sicario, stoic, tag team, hacker, leech. Well, that's inventive. All right.
Stoic is good if you never want to die.
I never want.
But you gotta. Okay, so the way Stoic works is you have a hip flask, and any damage you take, you only take like 25% of the damage. The other 75% happens over time. But as you level up Stoic, it like completely annihilates all that damage. So you would essentially only ever take 25% damage.
Alright, I know I want armorer. How do I... What are my points for this? 6,071 perk points available.
Yeah, and you only get to have one perk deck active at a time.
Oh.
That's where it comes in. So this is one me and Dragonis are going to disagree with. So you were saying you were tanky. The tanky ones you want are either muscle, sociopath, or stoic. Armor is good, but armor really doesn't have enough to back it up. And that's where the skills come.
I can't get sociopath. I don't own the Hotline Miami 2 wrong number.
Okay, so then it would be either muscle, stoic, or maybe armor.
Muscle.
Because when I looked through them, armor wasn't one that I really didn't. I couldn't really get behind it as a tanky build.
The muscle is a tough guy who uses violence to send messages from his mafia superiors. They are the backbone of any criminal organization. The muscle is called in whenever you need to rough someone up, break some legs, crush a skull, or remind people who's boss. Alright, and
you can mouse over each one and see what they do.
Yeah, brute strength, you get 10+, you get more health. Helmet pop, increase your headshot damage by 25%. Meat shield, you are 50% more likely to be targeted when you are close to your crew members. You gain 10% more health. Blending in, you gain 1 increased concealment. For muscle? That sounds off. Must be less affected. Okay, blah. Gain strength, you get more health. Okay, walk in the closet.
Okay, so blending in is every tree gets blending in.
Alright, armor. What's this? Alright, so you gain armor does make sense with with how many points I put into tank for enforcer. 10% more armor, increased headshot damage by 25%. You gain additional 10% more armor. You gain 1 increased concealment. They both have that? That's weird.
Yeah,
another 10% more armor. Okay, armor. Walk-in closet unlocks. They seem to have a lot of the same things. It's just one's more directed towards health.
Well, no, the 2, 4. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, my issue with armor is that, yes, it gives you a shit ton of armor, like muscle gives you a lot of health. The problem is, and this is where sociopath comes in better than armor, is because sociopath gives you ways to regenerate armor on the fly, where you have to wait for it to recover with armor. If you take 1 hit while you're waiting for it to recover, it won't. So that's why I'm not a big fan of armor. With sociopath, you can run around as soon as you hit an enemy, you recover armor.
Yeah, but I don't have sociopath. That's the thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like that's why armor is lower on my scale than Dragonis. I would say, like I said, Stoic would probably be an amazing one for you, though.
Stoic.
That is damage mitigation all the way through.
Stoic unlocks the equipment Stoic Hip Flask. Changing in another perk deck will make the Stoic Hip Flask unavailable again. Stoic Hip Flask replaces your current throwable. Is equipped in your throwable slot. It can be switched as desired. Blah, blah. Damage taken is now reduced by 75%. The remaining damage will be applied directly. The 75% reduced damage will be applied over time. 12 seconds instead. Wait, so if I apply perk points, can I unapply them?
I don't think so.
Alright, so it's permanent?
Yeah.
Aw.
But as you get more experience, you can unlock multiple decks.
Okay.
So you take that 75% and it gets done over time. You use that hip flask and it gets rid of all of that damage that you have built up over time.
It could just be that it reads complicated, but I'm looking more for like passive defense. Not something I have to use like an item for.
Passive defense, then you're looking at armor, but you already know my problem with it. Armor or muscle. The reason I said Stoic is because, yeah, you only have that one button push, and that gets rid of, like, 75% of the damage you're taking. Oh, yeah. Check out the third one in Stoic. Converts all your armor to health.
But health doesn't regenerate. Unless you have health packs and stuff.
Unless you have health packs, yeah.
But if you don't have health packs, which I often run with this crew of dipshits, and no one ever brings medic.
But that's also why you kind of have... That's also why you have the hip flask. Because you only take 25% damage. And if you keep hitting that bitch on cooldown, you won't take hardly any damage. And also, go to the very last perk.
But I want to be a brainless monkey, not a monkey who's got to think about using his flask.
You don't have to think about using your flask. All you got to do is hit the key every 10 seconds.
That's thinking about it.
Go to the last one.
Enduring?
I can't tell. Because you keep... Yeah, enduring.
When damage over time is removed, you will be healed for an additional 50% of the damage over time remaining at that point. Deck completion bonus, your chance of getting a higher quality item during a payday.
That's the same for all of them.
Okay.
But yeah, so now at that point, when you take a hit from your flask, you also get healed.
Liar, I always bring med. No, you don't. Bullshit. You don't always bring med packs. You have. Not always. That's a lie.
I bring shape charges and trip mines.
Dragonis is the medic and I am the psycho. No, Dragonis has forgotten to bring medpacks before. Yes, he has. Has totally been forgotten before.
I mean, like I said, if you're looking for something tanky, the main reason I wouldn't go armor is, yes, even though it is completely passive, it doesn't have the same bonus as Sociopath, and because I have it, that's kind of what reduces its value to me. But, I mean, I prefer Stoic over fucking Armorer, too, so... Sociopath is so fun.
It's a Sociopath. When you are surrounded by 3 enemies or more, you receive 12% less damage from enemies. Your second and each consecutive melee hit within 1 second. Yeah, that's for this has a melee focus though, doesn't it?
Keep reading. It's melee and mid-ranged. And yeah, so the 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 8th perks are all the same throughout all the trees.
Sociopath, yeah, just going through it, Sociopath seems to be like you need to have some focus in melee.
Until you get to like the last 2.
What I'm saying is to get the most out of the tree.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But you can also, if you specialize in Brawler and in Tank, this is the easiest to build. Like, this is so stupid, it's not funny. Also, flamethrower. My weapons are a rifle and a flamethrower, and my melee weapon is either a Tonto or my fist.
Yeah, regardless, I can't get Sociopath because I don't have that DLC.
You want me to tell you what the really fucked up part about that is?
The
Hotline Miami 2 wrong number game. Twice the price of Payday 2. What Leech does. Leech might also be good.
Leech. Momentum unlocks and equips the Leech Ampule. Change it to another perk deck will make the Leech Ampule unavailable, blah, blah, blah. While in game, you use throwable key 3 to activate the Leech Ampule. Activated Leech Ampule will restore 40% of health and disable your armor for the duration of the Leech Ampule. While the Leech Ampule is active in your health, is divided into segments of 20%. And damage taken from enemies removes 1 segment. Killing 2 enemies will restore 1 segment of your health and block damage for 1 second. That's a lot of information. So it's... I'm not sure what that's supposed to do. Okay. Despite your insistence, I'm gonna go with armor. And if I don't like it, I could just earn more and more points and unlock Stoic.
Yeah, okay. Oh, by the way, you know who Biker is, right?
Who Biker is?
Because each one is linked to a specific character.
I'm assuming that would be Ron Perlman's character.
That would be Ron Perlman's character. That freaked me out the first time I saw that.
It did?
It did, a little, yeah. I didn't realize it was him. Yeah. And I looked, I was like...
I think he even Ron Perlman even got to voice the character.
He does. Well, they also have John Wick in here, but it's not voiced by Keanu Reeves.
True. Which is very sad to me.
It is.
Oh, I don't have enough for reinforced armor. Equipped armor.
When is your next day off?
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yep.
I don't know what I work Sunday. We will have to play Payday on Sunday.
Let's see. 10% more. Consider shot damage of 25%. Okay. You gain additional 10% more armor. Alright, so this is gonna make my enforcer a lot tougher.
What difficulty do you play on? Normally?
Usually hard, unless the crew I'm running aren't very good at it.
So you only use one skull.
Yeah, hold on, let me... I think what I'm gonna do... I'm gonna reapply all that my shotgun. All right.
So Karn Tang run very hard on stealthily managed death sentence runs. Okay, yeah, I do loud, so yeah, it's kind of funny that you only do hard and they do very hard. I do overkill.
I don't only do hard, it's just I usually don't do above hard, because most of the time the crew I run with can't handle it.
Oh. I do overkill. Overkill is great. Overkill is fun. Fuck dosers. The only problem with this, I need to get Counter-Strike. That's the one I need.
Alright, so I reapplied that.
I do mostly heist missions. I do heist missions, and I do like the one where you have to steal like the nukes and shit. I had that ability for a while, the one where you just punch the drill. That was funny.
Yeah, Kickstarter.
Yeah. The drill isn't working. Bam! Oh, now it's working. Holy shit.
Old school way to fix an old school TV.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Alright, so re-decked out my shotgunner. Still got a couple points in Breacher for Technician, though.
When you kill an enemy with a shotgun. Wait, go back to that.
Hmm?
The top shotgun one. I was reading it.
When you kill an enemy with a shotgun, or you receive 70% damage increase for 20 seconds. So basically, you do more damage.
Oh. The damage bonus now applies to all weapons. It must still be activated while using a shotgun or the portable saw. Your weapon swap speed is increased by 80%.
Yeah, I'll grab that.
Does not apply to melee damage. Well, fuck you too. It doesn't matter. I already do an obscene amount of melee damage.
Yeah, where's my shotgun? Excuse me.
You need a flamethrower. Flamethrowers are fun.
Yeah, fuck them.
Flamethrowers are hilarious.
I usually take... There we go.
And I thought I was catching up to you.
Already level 64. Any more?
I mean, I'm close, but still far enough behind.
You'll get there.
Oh, you're playing as John Wick.
Yes, I am. I'm not even the highest level player amongst our friend group.
That does not surprise me.
Yeah, Dragonis is the highest level, I think, out of everybody.
I was going to say, what is it, Dragonis?
Pretty sure it's Dragonis. Alright, so one last chance for anybody who has any Q&A questions. Feel free to jump in.
Yes, because Ludus is going to have to leave very soon.
Yes. And, yeah, so. Here's your last chance. We'll wait a couple minutes, and then if we get nothing, we get nothing. I have one infamy rank. I think that's still one more rank than the entirety of the rest of us have, so point is only further made.
Oh, by the way, would you like to hear my new YouTube schedule that I've came up with? That should hopefully make my life easier instead of doing multiple videos of the same game per week.
Sure.
On Sunday, I'll do, because I've been wanting to do it, the enhanced edition of Metro Exodus, because I've been wanting to go back and play it. Nice. Monday, I'll alternate State of Decay 2 and 7 Days to Die and call it Zombie Monday.
Zombie Monday.
Zombie Monday. Tuesday is the Legendary Edition for Mass Effect. Wednesday will be Payday, because that will be absolutely hilarious. Thursday will be Cyberpunk, because now that 1.5 came out, I want to I also want to see what that's like. Friday will be a switch between RimWorld with 40k mods and Total War Warhammer 2, because I'm a masochist. And then Saturday will be my Fallout 4 video, because that takes the fucking longest to do.
Takes the goddamn longest.
Well, it wouldn't be that bad if I didn't have to edit out so goddamn much dialogue. Well, I am only on 281 hours.
Actually,
fucker. I don't even know where I am on it, actually. 37.9. And I still have to do the Dubby sponsor video.
Yeah.
Dubby!
Yeah, well, that was something I wanted to say. Oh, yeah. So, Dragonis, drop the combo. What should I do? Playthrough or stream? Because I unless you explain how, I don't know how I do a combo. Like what? Drop the stream the moment I hit the first boss, record it, and then start up another stream. I'd get a bit ridiculous. I'm only 281 hours. I think that beats my time in Payday.
I said mine. Mine was 37.9.
My playtime is 25.1.
Fuck you. Although I know why mine is as long as it is, because I fell asleep while playing it a couple times.
That probably would contribute to your hours.
Yeah. Well, it's not like I have an absolutely insane work schedule and they keep calling me in earlier and earlier and earlier.
Yeah. Thankfully, my schedule is consistent with my work because I work stock. They have they don't need to flex us. They can just give us regular days and keep to it. So I pretty much always have Wednesdays and Sundays off. I don't envy the front end because their hours do shift a lot.
Oh yeah.
Because they're needed inconsistently all the time. So it fluctuates.
I can't wait to go into work. Okay, so Rohan, what's the special task you need me to do today?
Probably gonna be something silly.
No, because he's also asking the assistant manager who doesn't really care for me to come in at the same time. So I have a feeling he wants me to teach her something, and I'm like, Rohan, I hate you.
It's time for you to be relied upon. Which I would not do, but that's me.
Oh, I have found a new faction in Total War Warhammer 2 that I enjoy.
What?
Tomb Kings.
Oh, yeah, Tomb Kings are pretty fun.
Especially when you start getting the really big shit, then they become really fun.
Oh, yeah.
We have bows and arrows. Hero Titan. Necrosphinx. Oh, look, your arrows aren't doing shit.
Yeah.
Necrosphinx.
You do got to acknowledge that it takes a while to unlock them.
It does, but once you get them, it's just gonna stomp.
The profitability of Camry is slow.
Oh yeah, no, that's all Tomb Kings.
Yeah, I know. I just specified Camry because it's the one I've played.
I played Camry, Followers of Nagash, and the Exiles of Nemric, I believe.
The heck, I think.
The heck?
Alright, so it's looking like we don't got nobody at Jagonis. You bastard. Respond to my inquiry. I'll DM him. But yeah, we're gonna end the stream there. Thanks everybody who joined the podcast this week. We had fun as usual. And we will catch you guys next Wednesday when we do it again, and for our 40th episode. So.
And oh yes, by the way, real quick before I forget, the one after that, the 16th, we will either have to do a late stream or we'll have to completely cancel that one because Taylor has an OB appointment.
We can cancel for that particular
Well,
week.
Well, I was gonna say, or we could do like a late gaming Theoreticus stream.
Well, it depends on how late, because I gotta get up for work.
I should be back by like 4 or 5.
If you're back around those times, maybe.
Yeah.
Alright.
We can work out the details later.
Yeah, we can work out the details later.
It's 2 weeks away. I'm pretty sure we have enough time to figure it out.
Yeah. Alright. Catch you guys later, and I might stream some Elden Ring if Dragonis elects for that tonight. Anyway, have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye.